Hallo, moin. Wir sind Lisa und Greg.
Das heutige Video, the German colosseum that nobody knows exists.
Yes, and this is brought to you by Tom Thornton, and we will include a link in the description so you can go on over there and do all the YouTube stuff. I'm sure he'd appreciate that. This is a recommendation from our man Marcel. I know some people are probably like, who is this Marcel guy? But,
Go to Discord, you'll find him.
Yeah, go to Discord. He is there.
Ask for him.
Ask for him. He always has great recommendations, though. And this was super interesting because I don't know. I guess I thought Colosseums were only in
certain
Rome
countries, I mean, we have one over here in Spain that was.
That's true.
I wouldn't say recently.
That's true.
Discovered, but.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, right here in Malaga, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's true. So this is going to be a good video. Before we get going here, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're moving towards 10,000, getting super close. So you might as well be one of those select few. All right, let's go ahead and take a look and see what this is all about.
Okay.
I recently found out that Germany has its own ancient Roman amphitheater. So naturally, I traveled hundreds of miles to show it to you in this video.
It's in pretty good condition.
Where we'll talk about why this forgotten little German town was once important enough to get its...
We've seen that structure a million times.
Which one?
The one with the two towers with the cone with the black.
Oh, this one?
No. Oh, no.
Naturally,
no.
I traveled hundreds of miles to show it to you in this video, where we'll talk about why this forgotten little German...
I think we've seen that multiple times in different videos.
It almost looks like it belongs in like Efteling or like some amusement park.
Oh yeah, 100%. Totally looks like Disneyland or something. Yeah.
Town was once important enough to get its own mini colosseum, and how it uniquely relates to the downfall of both the Roman Empire and the Third.
I don't know why these things give me chills. Just imagining the people there back in ancient times. Okay.
Yeah.
Third Reich. This is the town of Xanten, which sits in the very northwest of Germany along the Rhine between Cologne and the Dutch border, and whose story is a fascinating cycle of rise, fall...
I'm sorry, I'm trying to envision this. Sorry, guys. It's between Cologne and the Dutch border.
You just really just hitting that.
I know. I'm sorry. Okay.
It's okay.
Fall and rise again. It's the only town in Germany beginning with the letter X, and a lovely place that most people have never heard of. But here's one guy that you probably have heard of, Julius Caesar.
Yeah.
I didn't need to pause it.
His campaigns through what is now France pushed the Roman territory right up to the Rhine, but no further, because on the other side there were all these big scary Germanic people. So the Romans established a fort here on this side of the river with about 10,000 soldiers stationed there around 10 BC, which means that construction started here just barely before this other guy that you've heard of comes into the picture. And later on in this story, he's actually going to be very relevant to the conservation of this site and why it still exists instead of having been built over. The original fort here was a launching point for Roman campaigns into Germania, some of which almost didn't fail, although some of them, like their famous away match against...
Some of which almost didn't fail. That's an interesting choice of words.
That is strange.
So that means that they pretty much all failed.
Wait.
But
almost.
They almost didn't fail.
Well, the goal is not to fail.
Yeah, but they came the closest to not failing. That was interesting.
That was interesting.
Which almost didn't fail, although some of them, like their famous away match against the big scary Germans at Teutoburg Forest, failed badly enough to signal the beginning of the end of Roman dominance and expansion. This, coupled with chaos and civil wars back in Rome, left the area vulnerable to raids by the local tribes, and the Roman base here was eventually destroyed in a revolt. So after the civil wars, when a new emperor wants to repair Rome's tough guy image and reassert strength and permanence on the frontiers, what better propaganda project to invest in than going back to this spot on the Rhine and building not just a fortress, but a modern city? And that's how we get this version of the settlement, Colonia Ulpia Traiana, inaugurated later under Emperor Trajan, who bestowed upon it the status of colony, the highest honour for Roman cities. Sitting right where the Rhine meets other rivers, the colony of course became a hugely profitable trading hub, allowing it to spend big on these huge defensive walls, temples, bathhouses supplied by state-of-the-art aqueducts, and what I was most jealous of, homes with underfloor heating.
What?
Wow.
Oh, so they do like a fire. That's like they put a fire there. And I didn't even get the fire in there, though. That's super interesting.
Being able to walk around the full, original, grid-shaped footprint of this city today is a really unique experience, and the lovingly reconstructed buildings and gardens really sell the immersion, along with an extensive on-site museum and mock-ups of Roman interior design choices.
Oh, what the...
But the main attraction was, and undoubtedly still is, this amphitheatre.
It's in good shape.
The colony was granted its own mini colosseum, seating about 10,000 spectators who would come here to see gladiator fights, animal hunts, and public executions right on this spot. Building.
And it looks like they let you walk all over it.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, because I see people in there.
In the Colosseum here, they don't really... There's only a small section at the top. They let you walk all over.
The seats, you can go in, but you can't go down and like down in where the dirt is.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know.
Yeah.
They don't let you in the entire seat, maybe only on special events.
Maybe.
But like general public every single day, no.
Yeah.
The entire city was essentially a projection of Roman power, but this amphitheatre in particular was a major flex to show that even so far from Rome, up here where it was much colder, residents could engage in cultural events and still feel like they belonged to the bigger picture. And stood here on the lovingly reconstructed banks of seating that stand on top of the original foundations, it's easy to imagine the atmosphere that must have accompanied events here. It featured a clever system of pulleys and trapdoors that was used to dramatically lift entertainers into the arena, or to add new exotic animals into an ongoing brawl. Ultimately though, power plays like this city could only stem the tide of Roman decline and keep barbarians from the gate for so long, and more raids by Franks and Germans led to the slow downfall and eventual abandonment of the colony over the next few centuries. In all, not an entirely unfamiliar story for Roman settlements in this area, so the question remains, why can I come and walk around this one in the open air when other Roman cities...
That one, I keep seeing it. It reminds me of a Spanish building, like the old Spanish missions in the United States.
Like we saw in California, places like that. Yeah.
With that Spanish tile, it looks like, Interesting.
In Northern Europe, like London or Cologne, are completely underground. In other words, why is Xanten not built on top of the Roman city? The answer, like I said earlier, is basically because Jesus. But to be more specific, the answer actually lies in this amphitheatre, and in one specific event that may or may not have happened inside of it. The late Roman Empire went through a long period of religious persecutions, feeding a lot of Christians to a lot of lions in a lot of amphitheatres, including this one. And Romans didn't bury the dead within their city walls. They had cemeteries a fair way out, meaning that they gradually built up an out-of-town mass grave with the bones of dead Christians who refused to convert, which again is actually nothing unusual for that era, of course, until Christianity eventually becomes mainstream, meaning that that's no longer just a mass grave. It's a treasure trove of the relics of fallen martyrs. And enough people go to these graves to worship them that a chapel is built on the site, and the medieval town, of course, spreads out from the chapel until one day you replace it with an enormous cathedral, and suddenly you have Xanten. This is the Cathedral of St. Victor today, standing right at the heart of the German town. Victor of Xanten is a saint in the Roman Catholic and Eastern Orthodox churches, having been martyred inside the amphitheatre here for refusing to worship the pagan gods. Relics were big business in the medieval era for attracting Christian pilgrimage tourism, and this cathedral has claimed to have his bones in its crypt since the 1200s, very similar to how claims about the three wise men drive tourism to Cologne. The problem is that Victor's first...
Did you know that?
No, we had to find that
There's
story.
3 wise men that drive pilgrimage to Cologne.
Cologne. We don't know that story.
Don't know that story.
I just was thinking that. I was getting ready to pause it, but
Yeah, I got you. I
was pausing too many times.
No, you weren't. You were fine.
Oh, okay. Well, we got to find that story.
Yes, we do.
Mm-hmm.
Mention in the
Somebody probably has a link for it.
The historical record is around 300 years after his supposed death, so like in any such cases, nobody can ever say for sure that he even existed, let alone, where he was killed and where his bones are today. But what's important isn't the truth of his legend. What's important is the truth of the belief in his legend.
Right.
And it's clear people believed in it, because rallying around the cult of St. Victor invigorated the local population and drew more settlers in from afar, until this new Xanten again became a fairly good regional player in the new medieval world. The whole place is even named after his sainthood. The town was, of course, partly built by using the ruins of the old Roman city next door as a kind of open-air quarry from which stone could be looted, which contributed to the ruins' poor conservation over the next 1,000 years. The medieval cathedral itself was then badly damaged in World War II, where Xanten once again came into sharp focus.
Oh, wow.
Allied troops coming from the west faced
Oh, that was that?
Yeah.
Let's see.
came into sharp focus.
Oh.
Look at the tank. Is that a tank?
Yes.
Or, I don't know if it's a tank. It has wheels.
That is so amazing to me. I mean, I know that, obviously all these tanks and the fighting was there, but it's just so interesting. It's like, it's a building like right there.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
Yeah.
It held
Allied
up pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not horrible.
Yeah.
Troops coming from the west faced extreme resistance in these first few towns across the Dutch border, as German morale had not yet sunk to the lows that it eventually would, and Xanten was only liberated after days of intense house-to-house fighting that cost the lives of over 400 Canadian troops. But unlike other areas of West Germany that also had to rebuild after the war, Xanten had one very particular currency it could spend to get people interested in it again: the unobstructed ruins of a Roman city on the edge of town. And in the 1970s, when excavation and reconstruction of this site first started, the dig allowed Germany and its near neighbours to kind of distract themselves from the recent, very fraught relationships and focus on common ground in learning about a shared pan-European history. And today, if you're passing through northwest Germany on the right day, you may even get to see live music, theatre.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's super cool. Oh, wow. Look at
So
that.
they put up a stage and everything.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That would be awesome. I would love to see that, like an open air concert like that.
Yeah.
Or history.
Were you going to say something?
Well, I was going to say that we had this kind of stuff in Redlands, California.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they had an open
That's true.
theater like this that was, they used it for concerts. We hardly ever went to it, but it was like concert
like
at
every
night.
Friday night or
something like that.
concerts in the park.
Yeah, concert in the park is what they called it. Yeah.
Historical reenactments from one of these seats, although I imagine the chance to pay to see brutal violence here is long gone. If you'd like to see another one of my field trip deep dives, click here to watch.
This guy's good.
He was really good.
Yeah,
Nice.
and he really knew, he got into the history and everything, and that's neat. And it's not, nowhere in Germany, in our opinion, nowhere in Germany is far with the use of a train.
Oh, you mean like if you're in Germany?
If you're in Germany, nowhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a cool spot. How many people have knew about this?
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely go and check it out.
Yeah,
so
it's cool. The town's so cute.
I know, it does look pretty cool.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody out there has been, they can kind of share their stories if you have been there. Let's take a look and see what the people got to say. Is that in German? No. Trier also has a colosseum somewhat outside the city center, as well as Roman baths and gate. It's also worth a visit if you have never been. So that's another place.
Yeah, I would imagine there's colosseums and Roman baths and Roman cities all along that whole area. This one can't be the only one.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, I know it's probably, yeah, you're right. There's probably other ones too. All right, let's see here. You didn't mention that Xanten is the home of Siegfried, one of the main characters in the Middle High German epic.
Oh.
Das Nibelungenlied. I don't know about that. The Nibelungenlied. Yes, that is one of the masterpieces of German literature.
I thought he was going to talk about Siegfried and Roy.
Oh, yeah. All right, let's see here. So this is the first time I've genuinely been influenced by an influencer.
Oh.
Saw this video yesterday with my girlfriend. Today, we took the 2.5-hour train ride from Cologne to Xanten to visit the LVR. Thanks for the recommendation and great video.
That's cool.
That's cool. That's what you were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gave him something to do over the weekend.
Yeah, well, guess what? We're going there tomorrow.
A little bit more than 2.5 hours.
All right. That was a great video. We do have another channel, Greg and Lisa React. Over there, we do other countries in Europe with an emphasis on the UK. Head on over there and check that out. We also have a Discord. Link is in the description.
That's where Marcel is.
Yes. Say hi to Marcel as soon as you get in there. I'm sure he'd appreciate that. And like the video. That definitely helps a lot. Wie immer, danke fürs Zuschauen und bis zum nächsten Video.
Bis dann.
Peace.